Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come live and talk to you all a little bit about what it's like going out as a wheelchair user and the extra steps. With everybody going out this weekend and planning their big New Year's Eve celebration, I wanted you to put a little thought into when you're creating that event, when you're publicizing that event. Please be aware of accessibility and how important that is for what we need to know. Because what we need to do is, number one, we need to make those extra calls. We need to call the restaurant or venue or wherever we're going and ask them if they're wheelchair accessible on a flat level and where their wheelchair accessible ramp is. 90% of the time, their wheelchair ramp is where they get the deliveries in the back. So we're going through a kitchen or something like that, which isn't cool or okay. And they don't understand that one step is not wheelchair accessible. It needs to be a flat entrance in order for us to go in. I know a lot of people will offer to carry us in or pick us out, but you're going to stay when I want to stay to carry me out. And the liability that you're opening yourself up to by doing something like that, you fall, you drop my wheelchair, you break my wheelchair, all those things do not work for us. We need to make sure that there's accessible parking for those of us who do drive. Actual, really wheelchair accessible parking. There are so many times that we get there in the van accessible parking. The lanes are not long enough or wide enough for me to put my ramp and actually exit my vehicle. They need to be 9 feet from one side to the other in order for me to park my vehicle correctly and to exit my vehicle and not to scratch your vehicle when I get out to exit and make the turn. So we need to make sure that there's actual wheelchair accessible parking or transportation. We have one wheelchair accessible taxi in the entire state of Rhode Island. A little shout out, call With Love Transportation. They can get you anywhere you need to go. But there are wheelchair accessible taxi for 24/7. I mean, yes, we have MTM, but that's for medical. And Ride is okay, but Ride isn't when we want to. There are so many people in my community that use Ride. They get dropped off to meetings like super early, or they get picked up super early, or they're never on time, or they've been forgotten. That's not okay. Not when you want to go out, not when you want to go out to dinner, not when you want to go dancing, not when you want to participate in regular activities, or you want to work and your hours don't fit the bus schedule. We need to fix that too. But we need to make sure that our events are accessible. I've been invited to so many New Year's Eve events this year, and I think there's only one that I could actually get into. I don't throw anybody under the bus, so I'm not going to say that, but we need to be making sure that people of all abilities can get in. There are so many of us in the state of Rhode Island. We estimate 40% of Rhode Islanders use a mobility aid. That's a walker, wheelchair, or a cane. If we can't get in, you're missing out on 40% of the population to spend their money at your event, to participate in your event, to have fun, and to do whatever we want to do. You don't see us because we can't get in. We can't get there and we can't get in. So you need to make sure that your venue is flat, that we can just roll right in and roll out whenever we want. You need to make sure that your bathrooms are actually accessible. And if you don't know if they are, call us up. We will come down, we will check it out, and we will show you how to become accessible. So we're not just asking you to do this without helping you make this happen. We will assess your event setup. We will assess your venue. We will help you with the grants. There is a workability grant. Rhode Island is the only one that has a workability grant that gives every small business $5,000 to help your venue become fully accessible. There's also like $15,000 a year tax breaks for those doing accessibility in their businesses that nobody knows about. So we're not just asking you to do this. We're asking you to do this so that way more of us can get in and you can get 40% more customers. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, if you were opening a business today and telling you 60% of the population cannot enter your business, would you want to do that? No. So let's help each other. So we have places to go and you have our money. We have money to spend. We need the venues to spend it in. So we would love for you to call up RAMP, go to www.rampisinclusion.org and call us up. It's a free assessment. We don't charge for it. We always take donations because that's how we keep running, but we will never charge for an assessment or for an evaluation or to train your employees or to fix your event setup. That's what we want to do because we want to have more people being able to get out and participate. We will even help set up rides for those who need it. This is what we do. And this is why we want you to be more aware. So what I can ask you to do in the meantime, every event or venue that you go to, could you take me? Could I get in? I mean, we already can't go to family and friends' houses, so we can't miss out on most of the things that our family and friends do because we can't get into their homes. We have no ramps. They are not accessible. So we count on public spaces and events to gather with our family and friends to meet up with so we can go out and have a good time. But if they're not accessible either, now we can't do that as well. So when you're going to your events or your venues, call ahead. Ask them if they're wheelchair accessible. When you get there or you're going out to dinner, look, could I go with you? Could I participate? Could I roll right in? Could I move around? Could I get there? And reach out to RAMP to let us know where we need to keep checking, where we need to keep going, and where we need to keep educating. You can't fix what you don't know. And we're here to tell you what you don't know. And we're trying to help you get more customers and to do more things. That's it. That's all we want. So we're not only asking, but we're also helping to make the progress important. I want to be out there with all of you, and there's so many in my community that want to be out there with all of you, and we can't because our venues and our businesses and the events are not accessible to everybody. So be part of the idea: inclusion, diversity, equity, accessibility. The idea is to positively open your perspective to include all, and that's all, including all abilities. Love you all. Talk to you all soon. See you at your next accessible event. Have a great day.